Hello, my name is Danny Peralta, aka Diver Girl Art, and I am an artist from New York City, currently residing in Northern California. And today's subject is going to be one of my favorite topics, the world of cryptozoology, cryptids. And today's main focus is going to be on the granddaddy cryptid of them all, Bigfoot. In my opinion, one of the most credible and believable cryptids that exists, with a wide range of footage and eyewitness accounts. Definitely one of the most realistic cryptids out there, with its connection to real life biology with Gigantopithecus. This is going to be a fun one. Now, without further ado, let's get into it.
The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the dense thicket of whispering pines. Jake, a seasoned solo camper, had chosen this remote spot for its solitude and beauty. He set up his tent near a crystal-clear lake, the kind of place where time seemed to stand still and nature's symphony played all around him. As night fell, Jake lit a small campfire, the flames crackling and illuminating his surroundings. He roasted marshmallows, savoring the sweetness of the moment. But as the darkness deepened, an unsettling silence enveloped the forest. The usual chorus of crickets and rustling leaves faded, replaced by an eerie stillness that sent shivers down his spine. Jake shrugged off the feeling, attributing it to his overactive imagination. After all, he was alone in the wilderness, and solitude had a way of amplifying one's thoughts. He decided to turn in early, crawling into his sleeping bag and listening to the faint sounds of the forest. In the dead of night, he was jolted awake by a low growl that echoed through the trees. Heart pounding, Jake sat up, straining to hear over the sound of his own breath. The growl came again, closer this time, followed by the snapping of twigs. Panic surged through him. He grabbed his flashlight. Peering out, the beam of light danced over the darkened woods, illuminating nothing but trees swaying gently in the wind. Just as he was about to retreat back inside, he caught a glimpse of something massive moving between the trunks, a hulking shadow that seemed to blend with the night.
"Hello!"
Jake called out, his voice trembling. Silence answered him, thick and suffocating. He felt foolish, yet the growl lingered in his mind, primal and threatening. He decided to stay awake, clutching the flashlight like a lifeline. Hours passed, each creak of the forest making his skin crawl. Just as he thought he was imagining things, he heard it again, a deep, guttural sound, now closer than before. It was a sound that reverberated in his bones, a sound that belonged to something ancient and powerful. With a surge of adrenaline, Jake stumbled out of the tent, flashlight in hand, determined to confront whatever was out there. The beam flickered over the trees, and then he saw it, a massive figure, standing motionless, just beyond the tree line. Its silhouette was enormous, covered in dark fur, eyes glinting like two burning coals. Jake's heart raced, and in that moment, instinct kicked in. He turned and ran, adrenaline propelling him forward as branches whipped at his face. The growl erupted behind him, a terrifying sound that echoed through the woods, urging him to run faster. He didn't dare look back, fearing what he might see. He sprinted toward the lake, the only source of light being the moon reflecting off the water. As he reached the shoreline, he stumbled, falling to his knees in the damp grass. Breathing heavily, he turned to face the woods, the flashlight beam trembling in his grip. The creature emerged from the shadows, towering over him. Its great, hulking frame blocked out the moonlight, and its breath came out in heavy, visible puffs. Jake could only stare, terror rooting him to the spot as the creature let out a deafening roar, causing the ground to tremble beneath him. In a surge of desperation, Jake scrambled to his feet and dove into the water. The coldness enveloped him, but he didn't stop. He swam out as far as he could, glancing back toward the shore. The creature stood at the edge of the water, watching him, its eyes piercing through the dark. Jake swam until his limbs burned, until the water was the only thing he could feel. But he knew he couldn't stay in the lake forever. The creature wasn't leaving, it was waiting. He glanced back toward the woods, but the creature was gone. The forest returned to its eerie silence, as if the night's events had been nothing but a nightmare. With shaky hands, Jake gathered his belongings and fled, vowing never to return to Whispering Pines. But as he drove away, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, that somewhere in the depths of the forest, the creature still lingered, waiting for the next unsuspecting camper to wander into its domain.
All right, we got our story laid out. A solo hiker goes into the wilderness to escape the city life. Just looking to enjoy some nature and solitude, he ends up running into a giant and ancient creature, hell-bent on hunting him down. Now, let's finish off this painting and make something cool. Alright, and there it is, my Bigfoot painting. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me for every view that this video gets, and the more my work gets out there to you fine folks. I'll be dropping these every 2 weeks or so. Don't forget to go to divergirlart.com for t-shirts, prints, merch. I have a bunch of awesome stuff on there. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Don't forget to like and follow for more art.